I feel the need for speed. This week on High Scores, High Stakes, we're taken to the skies in Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, for a high-stakes aerial showdown. Missiles are flying, rivalries are heating up, and somewhere between Maverick-level heroics and complete pilot incompetence, one of us will claim victory. So who's the real Top Gun of the podcast? And who's Goose? Strap in, throttle up, and hit play.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 6 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that's on the highway to the Danger Zone. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Luvva, and with me is my co-host.
Flailing here in a tailspin, heading for the snow-capped mountains. It is I, Tomahawk. Welcome back. How are we doing?
I'm all right, mate.
I figured I would fit the theme for this week. I don't have my aviators or my cool leather jacket though, so sorry.
I don't own any of those two things. So what you get is what you get, folks. Sorry about that.
I know we're slacking on the production value today, so we do apologize. You just have to be dealing with aviation-based puns. That's all we do today.
Pretty much the entire episode. And why the aviation puns, I hear you ask, dear listener? Well, because today's episode challenge game is Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, where Tomahawk, myself, and Cardinal Smith took to the skies in 3 free-for-all matches on an online lobby in an attempt to vie for High Scores, High Stakes League glory, because that is what we do here. Because Tomahawk, I think we have to tell everyone what we do here.
Yes,
because
we should.
We all know that every episode is somebody's first episode. Okay, so we are High Scores, High Stakes. We are the internet's only competitive PlayStation podcast, where myself, Cardinal Smith, and Tomahawk compete in a PlayStation gaming league
table.
League table. Thank you very much. Wherever we pick a game and play a challenge in that game, the winner of the challenge gets 3 points, second place gets 2 points, third place gets 1 point. Whoever is top after 12 weeks wins the coveted High Scores, High Stakes Cup. And if you haven't seen last week's episode, what have you been doing with yourself? Go check that out. Once you finish this, probably. But last week we competed in speedrunners, where we did 3 races, and it was worth triple points. After episode 5, the league table looked something like this. In the Cardinal position is Cardinal Smith.
It's canon now. This is it. Crazy.
With 10 points. He has fallen to the wayside, and unfortunately for him, he couldn't pick up any ground on you, Tomahawk, because you and him drew on points over the 3 races, which means you are second with 15 points. Nothing gained, but more importantly, nothing lost, which at this stage of the season, which is mid-season, by the way, is all very important. It's all about putting your foot down and saying, I shall not be moved. And that's exactly what you did last week. But that means top of the league, the big man, the big dog, whose bark is nowhere near as bad as his bite. It is me with 19 points. It is all to play for. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight, Tomahawk. We are going to watch our multiplayer Ace Combat 7. But before we talk about the challenge game we played, I really want to know, and so does everyone watching and listening to this, what are you playing?
I've kind of accidentally started playing Resident Evil again in reverse order. So I've been powering away through Resident Evil Village on the portal just in my downtime. Man, that game gets so good, and it's so like proper survival horror at the first half anyway, when that survival horror-ish.
I mean,
I'm very much approaching the part of the game where you can kind of tell it was made during like lockdown and the pandemic, and this is kind of split between it felt like it was split between 2 different studios. I'm fast approaching that part.
Yeah, it hits a point where the game feels like it was made remotely, because it was.
yeah. I'm still enjoying it. I think I've only ever done the 1 playthrough of it, so to go back and kind of just reacquaint myself with the extended lore, with the what do you call them? Not Umbrella, but the collection. Is it?
Yes, yeah, collective. I think, isn't it?
Something like that. I've been Resident Evil on the brain for months now, so you would think I would remember this. But
The Four Lords.
the Four Lords, and then there's the Mother Miranda. She worked with Spencer, and Spencer formed Umbrella because of this inspiration or whatever. So I'm sort of knee deep in the lore at the minute of Resident Evil.
Yeah,
it's a minefield to track at the minute.
I mean, it's always been a minefield. Let's be honest here. I always felt that part of the game at the end where you go into like I don't want to call it a lab, but it is a lab.
It's always a lab.
Where there's just like newspapers and articles and files just strewn everywhere. It always just felt a lot forced. Of we should really probably tie this into
how can we bring it make it make sense? Yeah,
and it always felt a bit forced. I really liked Resident Evil Village. I don't know if I would call it a survival horror because there's, to my memory of it, there's no resource management.
I would say Castle Demetresque, and that's it.
See, I don't even know about the castle. It looked like a survival horror environment, and there was elements of horror in there for sure. But I don't know if I would classify any part of Resident Evil 8 as survival horror. Oddly enough, maybe it's just me. Let's ask the listeners.
I think that's a good one to fire out to the masses. Then,
does anyone watching or listening to this classify Resident Evil: The Village as a survival horror? Does it meet the criteria? What even is the criteria for survival horror? I'll tell you what survival horror is to me, shall we? Okay.
Let's do it. Let's you do our baseline definition, and then we'll see where the viewers can peak or trough on that one.
Yeah. So I always think back to the original Resident Evil. What did Resident Evil 1 do that made it a survival horror? Being the first game to call itself a survival horror. 1, limited saves. Okay, so your saves were determined by what you had in your inventory at any time, right?
Yeah.
And then number 2, you had proper inventory management where you had to make decisions, conscious decisions of when you leave the save room, what are you going to be carrying with you? Almost more importantly, what are you not going to be carrying with you? And then making those decisions on the fly and having to live with those decisions. And then obviously you're at a disadvantage because of this. You're the only person in this world that has to abide by these rules. And then obviously you need horror, and you need that's my definition of survival horror. A game that makes you make conscious decisions and makes you live with those conscious decisions. And at any moment's notice, a bad decision is going to cost you like progression through the game. And Resident Evil Village does not have any of that. Nothing. Oh, and puzzles that require pieces. And you have to make a decision. Am I going to take that extra rounds, or am I going to leave it for the wind crest?
Yeah, I will give you that. Like, because Castle Demetresque basically has the 4 statuettes that you have to collect in the main lobby.
It does, yeah, but it's more like
they're not puzzles. It's just fetch quests in little cylindrical loops in the castle areas, isn't it?
But it's always been loops. Which
it always is. I don't disagree there.
Yeah, well, I have no issue with that. In fact, when Resident Evil leaves the loop design is where it kind of goes through its bad period, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always felt, as much as I enjoyed Resident Evil 8, I absolutely loved Resident Evil 8. Sure, it has its issues. Every game does. But I just always felt like, when have you ever seen that picture on the internet where there's like a Wild West town, and then the camera zooms out, but it's just an old Hollywood set. It's just a facade of a town. That's what Resident Evil Village felt to me. It had the facade of survival horror, but it ain't survival horror. It's a horror game, 100%, but it's not a survival horror game.
It's the one thing that has cracked me up on as well is the abundance of yellow paint, just everywhere. And you can't really deviate from the path the game wants you to take. Oh no, it's linear as all hell.
Yeah,
like it really, really is.
There's
obviously like you get bits in the village and you get your keys as you progress through, and like it's kind of that one key fits all in certain aspects.
Yeah, and even like the parts where you are expected to sort of explore like the wee hub, the village that opens up the wee areas. There's really nothing to see in it. like,
it's dilapidated buildings and
it's just I don't know. I don't know. This is a really impromptu. This is a side quest conversation. What is survival horror?
Yeah.
So it is, because I try my best.
The other thing, we'll move swiftly on from Resi 8. Then is I have been playing the Forgotten Survivors mode on Resi 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing he's called Ghost, but I'm assuming Ghost is like the form, like is Hunk effectively, isn't it?
No, Hunk is Hunk.
Hunk is Hunk. Okay, so I was wondering about this. No, but like he collects the G-virus sample and escapes the hive. That's effectively the run.
So there's always operatives in the background of all these games. So you had Hunk, obviously, he's the most famous one, and then if memory serves me right, it was, and Sherry, if he was here, he would confirm this. Was Ghost one of the characters in Operation Raccoon City? Possibly,
possibly have been. Yeah, because I was playing this thinking, is this like Hunk's origin story, and then he survives the hive, and then he comes back and is basically codename Hunk, and then becomes the character that seems to be funny. Ghost Kai said about this the other day on one of his streams. He is the Boba Fett of the Resident Evil universe.
He is Hunk, yeah.
He doesn't do much, but has this gravitas about him.
It's because you can't see his face. Yeah. It's the mystery of who he is and what he actually stands for and all that sort of good stuff.
So I've adopted Ghost as Hunk in my speedruns of this stuff. I'm trying to do his, like, collect the G-virus and escape the hive. I'm trying to do that hitless. That's bloody tough.
Yeah.
I've got my speedrunning brain on at the minute now, so I've been kind of doing that and locking in with that and just unlocking the modes as you go then. So Resident Evil has been on the brain for the last couple of weeks and will be on the forefront for the next while after that, I think. But enough about me, enough about what I've been playing. Tell me, stranger, what are you playing?
I have been delving deep into the PlayStation Classics.
Let's go. Yeah. This is where it tells me he's playing Resident Evil 3 or something.
I haven't played Resident Evil 3. No. I just literally went into the PlayStation Classics section and I was like, what is here? Because they never make a big song and dance about the games they add into that thing. So I've been playing a little bit of everything, like Jet Rider. It was called Jet Moto over here. Things like that. Kill Borders 1, horrendous. It is.
It's awful game.
Jet Rider is actually very good. So it is. It's very good. And they released a, the Arcade Archives, that collection.
Oh, yeah.
The guys who did that have a new collection called the Console Archives.
Oh, right.
So they do, where they released Cool Borders on the Switch, but I don't know if they announced this, but Rage Racer was dropped on the PlayStation.
I do not recall an announcement, actually.
Rage Racer was never released on home console. It's the arcade version, and it is
This is really funny you're saying about the classics, because I was reading something the other day, and it's quite nice bit of synergy, actually. When people sort of talk about the price that people pay for PlayStation Plus, especially the premium. The top tier one anyway, for the classics collection, and PlayStation, Sony, whoever powers it be in whatever situation, don't really want to be putting classics on, and when they do, they drip feed them at states of play, so you only get them like maybe twice a year of like games up.
You get one
but like
month.
Marquee classics, I suppose, I think is maybe what the argument was there. They're very drip fed into the system.
I mean, I don't know where this comes from, so I see this a lot on the internet as well. Sony don't want to release the classics on the console, and they go back to an old Jim Ryan quote from like 2017, I think it was, maybe 2018,
right,
where he was asked. It was when Microsoft started their backwards compatibility initiative, and they asked, "Was it Jim Ryan?" It was Jim Ryan, because Sean Layden would never say it. Must have been Jim Ryan. And they asked him, is Sony going to start doing this? And he's like, well, all of our data tells us that PlayStation owners have no interest in the older games. And then this big surge of uproar came, as always does. No, we actually do.
You can't say the right thing on the internet.
Yeah. They just don't advertise it at all well, like ever. Like, I don't know. I think this month in the catalog is going to be Tekken Dark Resurrection, the PSP version. Which was, to be honest, back in the day, was incredible because
it was announced on a state of play. Because the last the major classics, the last ones that I remember, at least anyway, were all announced at states of play. Where we got Resident Evil 2 and 3, Dino Crisis way back at the end of 2024. I feel as if like we tend to have to wait for marquee games to come out on that states of play or be announced at least at states of play, and they just put in the rest of them under the radar. Like, but it's cool to see that they're putting out some of these like arcade ports effectively.
There's loads of stuff in the classics collection, like loads and loads of great games, and there's a lot of PlayStation 1 there. ESPN 2 Extreme, come on, let's go, give me more of that. What a game. But yeah, I would love them to make a bigger Song of Dance of it. I would also love them to make them available for purchase. I know they did with Dino Crisis, and I know they did with the Resident Evil collection.
Resident Evil games as well.
But that's it. You know, everything else you need to be a sub. I get they want to drive you towards a subscription, but I would like it if they made it available for purchase, because it's just easier for everybody that way.
Yeah, because even at $7.99, I think is the price points for Resis and Dino Crisis. That's still a great. That's a great deal. Really is. If you're PlayStation Plus, if you're that top tier, it's half price, so you pay $3.99 anyway. So
if you want to go out and buy Dino Crisis on PlayStation 1 on a disc, you're paying 60-70 quid. It ain't cheap.
No, not at all.
So, but go bad.
That's our consumer advice. Go buy Dino Crisis. Physical doesn't matter. Just overpay. Do what you need to do.
But if you buy it physically, take a picture and tag us in it. I'm gonna make sure Capcom get it when it's the next sponsorship meeting. But yes, that is what we've been playing. But of course, Tomahawk, it isn't the only thing we've been playing this week, because we have been playing Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, and it's a game I ignored. I'm not gonna lie, when it came out, I was like, no interest. But it's bloody good.
Yeah, it's the story, awesome.
The story is great. So it is. The story is great. The story revolves around an invasion of one country by another. It's all made up continents. So one mission in the story is Uria? And then every mission alternates between your one country and then the other. And so you're seeing both sides of this conflict all at the same time. It's pretty cool. The story's really good. So it is. But we are not interested in the story because we played multiplayer. Me, you, and Cardinal competed against one another in a 3-player free-for-all match. And we're going to do the same as what we did last week with Speedrunners. The matches are really short. You can't seem to change the time limit on you get 5-minute skirmishes.
5-minute games, yeah.
So we played through, just to give gaming content on a gaming podcast, we played through 3 matches back to back. So like Speedrunners, every match is going to have 3, 2, 1 points. And again, it could be a triple week for somebody. Can I emulate what I did last week and win all 3 and get the full 9? Can Cardinal finally get a challenge win, because we are at the mid-season point and
needing it. He's needing it big time.
He needs it, but can he get it? Let's take off and find out. Here we are, Tomahawk. We are at the cusp of another challenge as we hit the mid-season point. The league is, I would say it's condensed. It's really not. It's tight between me and you in all intents and purposes. And to be fair, because it's another triple point week, Cardinal wins all 3. He could go top.
There's a 9-point gap, between first and third. So
he could close this gap massively. He can't go top, obviously, because we're all getting points, whether we're 3 or 2 or 1. But he can close that gap to like 3 points between all 3 of us, which is crazy. But I don't know how he's going to do. You don't know how he's going to do. The only way we're going to find that out is by hitting that play button.
So yeah, playing this as a trio in the challenge, I had a lot of fun. It's very difficult to kind of get a grasp of the controls and how the game is supposed to be played.
Yeah.
Playing this in full lobbies with people who still adore this game and play this game to death is a very challenging experience. Yeah. Difficult would be a word, I would say.
I mean, I would go as far as saying it's impossible, because they have got all the upgrades to the airplanes, and obviously they have honed their skills over the years. Like this release
is still massively supported as well.
Yeah, it was a huge title for Namco. I don't think they anticipated how big this game was going to be. Now, for me, Ace Combat, I always have to consciously tell myself to say Ace because obviously in the PlayStation 1 it was called Air Combat.
Okay.
So it was. So it's a legacy franchise for PlayStation. I remember playing the first one to death on the PlayStation 1. But this game here is incredible. Let's talk about game number 1 here because it is. The arenas are obviously huge because it has to accommodate
an 8-player lobby, meant to be.
Engines. So you can cover the space in this game really fast. It's its biggest strength because I found the flying really, really good here.
Mm-hmm. I'm like looking at me and Cardinal, and it's very like the camera doesn't. It kind of has that little wobble and kind of looks a little bit cinematic, but it is just constantly where it needs to be at all times. It's not of this like. It's not dilly camera work on this. The one thing I am concerned about the gameplay. You've gone for the full cockpit view, the first person.
Well, the first person point of view, because the cockpit view you can't see anything. it's obscured. It's mostly cockpit, and you have 3 tiny windows. So you do. So I just went for the clean first person with the tracking computer. Basically,
to be fair, you get a full like sense of the world effectively as well. You get nearly like a wider field of view actually, which is. I understand it. It's very I think I said it in Wipeout not Wipeout, sorry, in Ridge Racer. It's very boomer of you
it's the right way to play games, okay.
But the problem I think we did see early on playing this game, because there is 3 of us, it is quite hard to like get chase on someone and then to make any sort of effective offense. Cardinal is struggling with his bearings here. He's nearly gone flying into the terrain.
Yeah. So, what controls did you use for this?
The default, just the standard.
The casual. I think it's called casual, isn't it? I think it's what it's called.
Down is up is down. It's effectively inverted, but.
Well, yeah,
it would have been the default controls when I set up on the game.
I think it's called. I think the default's called casual. I know Cardinal was using that too. I sort of the night before we did a few rounds, me and Cardinal, I tried to get him to use they're called expert. That's what I was using.
Right. Okay.
I felt it just gave you far more control. I thought I don't know how you felt about it. It felt like the default controls only give you like really full control over like 2 dimensions. And I find it really hard to get the plane to go up, like use the 3rd dimension, up and down.
At times, now that you've sort of said it, I felt like even trying to bank like on a 50p piece was quite difficult. I noticed a lot of players, maybe that's a perk thing or just, additional buffs and stuff. But I found myself having to do huge wide banks, which is always going to put you in the widest part, like the widest target and the biggest target for an opposing player. But I'm looking at the gameplay here, and me and Cardinal are in this little bit of a dogfight. And I think I said this in chat as we were playing it. You are either constantly on the offensive or constantly on the defensive.
Yes.
And I think at this point I'm just spamming for the audio listeners. I am just spamming the machine gun in the hope that somehow someone's gonna come into range. And Cardinal has not wavered from me. Like he has got me constantly on his like as a target. He hasn't really gone looking for you, but I don't think he realizes you can switch between
targets. Yeah. I don't think he knew how to change his target at all. Because I vaguely remember him asking maybe in game 2. How do you change target in this game? So basically Cardinal has in this game 1, Cardinal took a really early lead because every sort of round you and him jousted at the very beginning to try to score
straight
points.
into each other.
Whereas I mean you've both just hit
Cardinals blew me up, and I think he effectively had just taken this at the post. In that like that down has effectively won him that round then.
Yeah. So I spent most of my time trying to get an angle on Use 2, so I did. So that is the end of match number 1. And here's the score breakdown. I scored 0 points. All right,
Wow.
0, nothing. I got no hits. I got nothing because you and Cardinal were just doing circles around the bottom of the arena, and I was trying to get angles on you all the time. But because you were dog fighting with one another, you were weaving a lot and turning a lot, and it's like
It made you the hardest job on earth then to lock into one person. Yeah, no, that was. I found that even in the 8-player lobbies as well, there's a lot of like cluster going on, and because of that, it just creates chaos for your targeting as well. And the targeting system is very good in this game, to be fair.
Yeah, it took me a long time to figure out how it works, but I think I know now how it works, but we'll talk about that over the second game. You came second this game with 8,200 points. Cardinal won it with that down at the very end with, and get this is the closest I have ever seen any score in any episode of High Scores, High Stakes. I think the closest we've ever been was Tony Hawk, which was about half a second.
Yeah, like within a second, effectively. Yeah.
Cardinal Smith won this game with 1 point, not 100 points. 1 point. He got 8,201 points.
Which I think at this point, maybe it might not have been this game, but definitely by the end of game 2, I was like, how does the game decide scoring? I know it must be like it's on a multiplier based on how many hits you get or how many downs you get and how many like kamikazes you do as well. So you're penalized in the scoring system. You're penalized for crashing into terrain or crashing into other players or effectively flying out of bounds.
It punishes you pretty hard. I think if you crash, it takes like 1,500 points off you.
Yeah.
Plus, obviously, any score you've accumulated till that point.
And then every hit, I think it's something like 800 points per hit. And then if you like make machine gun fire, particularly if you hit them like with a big burst of that could be about 10 shots. So that's 800 times 10. Effective. I don't know. The scoring system seemed really kind of blasé.
It seemed random because I think there was one. I think did we do a practice game? We did.
We did do
all
one.
Three of us, and I think there was 2 hits in that game. I think I hit you, and you hit Cardinal, and somehow you won by like 2,000 points. And it's like, but we did the same thing. We literally did the same thing.
It must be down to like a glancing, because I know you can do like effectively a glancing blow where you just can damage a wing or you can damage an engine or something, or there's probably more serious I don't know. This scoring system, it's not very deeply explained. You just kind of have to hope you end up on top, and Cardinal Smith at the end of game 1 has done exactly that
by 1 point. So
I think we laughed hard at this one. It was 1 point in it.
It was so like, yeah, because it was like the down was literally at the last second, because you went down and then it just came up. Time up.
That's it. There wasn't even time to respawn in, because you die, you watch the kill cam, and then it's about 10 seconds for you to sortie back in.
It's way longer than that. It's like 45 seconds.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's 45 seconds before you can sortie back. So it's a huge punishment. It is a game type that's only 5 minutes long. 45 seconds is huge. It is a crazy amount of time, but it's like repairing aircraft, get ready to sortie, and then you don't even have to sortie automatically. One thing I will talk about this game, and it will make sense as we go further through the challenges, is when you all have the same plane with the same loadout, it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But it does these things that I don't feel is particularly fair. So if we'll talk about it as we see it, because we do see it happening over the next few rounds, and we'll talk about it when we come to it. So at the end of game 1, Cardinal came first, you came second, I came third. So Cardinal's getting 3 points, you're getting 2 points, I'm getting 1 point. So it's a good start for you and Cardinal. It's a terrible start for me. To enter an online shooter arena and get 0 points after 5 minutes is an absolute disgrace. And I need.
Were you having a good time flying though?
I mean, do you want to know what? Right, the flying's really nice.
Really
is it
nice
Microsoft Flight Simulator? Absolutely not. But the flying feels great. I was just playing it on the DualSense because I didn't think it was particularly fair to play it on the flight stick.
Oh, Cardinal would have done the same.
It's a totally different game on the flight stick. The controls feel amazing on the flight stick. But name of fairness, I was like, no, I'll
For
play
parody, I think.
play the
Sake.
dual
Yeah,
set.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's fair. At least you're honest. And I know that this has a VR support as well, but I think it's a closed loop. It's not
yeah, I was so
dependent in the
excited.
main game, is it? Yeah.
I was so excited because I was like, I want to play this with the flight stick in VR, and then it's a standalone mode. So it is. It's like I don't even think it's the full story mode. I think it's like Ace Hunts or something like that.
It's just like an experience or like mini games or like dogfights or something effectively.
Yeah, close map
right, okay.
fights. Yeah, but it's. I didn't even try it because I was devastated. I was like, oh man, because this in VR in the multiplayer would be amazing, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, after game one, Cardinal's on 3 points. You're on 2 points. I'm on 1 point. Now, can
Tidy.
Cardinal keep this going because he is off to a flyer? It is a foot up in the potential first season win for Cardinal. And am I in trouble here? There's only one way to find out, and that's by refueling, rearming, and getting that wire to fling us back into the sky. So let's get to match number 2.
Let's do it.
And here we are, Tomahawk game number 2. No. Man, Discord mobile sucks.
All right.
I mean, I can see you've changed the game, if that makes sense.
It is now sync 2, yeah.
It's just not doing anything. So hit play and then pause it, and I'll tell you when it starts doing something on my side. Don't know what. I'll leave and then come back. Maybe that's it.
That's fucking a load of shit.
Oh, hold on. I think we'll have it. Hit pause. Hit Have you hit? Yeah, it's working now. One,
right,
two.
Slingshot that back.
1, 2, 3. And this is it, Tomahawk, match number 2. And we have traded the blue skies and the ocean for grey skies, heavy clouds, and a lightning storm.
Elementals. Now, I'm really excited about this one because I remember Cardinal on chat just going, why is it dark?
I know.
Why is it thunder and lightning? And I think this added just that little bit of zest, I think, into the challenge because we could have played clear blue skies, middle of the day maps and whatever. But I think we just thought random is probably the best way to do this. So nobody knows the maps anyway, but nobody's equipped for the weather conditions. And I didn't realize that in the game, the weather conditions can play such a huge part.
So this game has a great sort of mechanic, and it is clouds. So clouds do a lot of stuff in Ace Combat, as you would expect them to. If you fly through clouds without having some sort of pitch or yaw, then it will freeze your windscreen and eventually your jet engine, and you will just plunge from the sky.
Cardinal's just taken some damage from myself.
He has, yeah. And you need to use the clouds to break tracking as well. So if you're getting tailed by missiles in the sky, fly through a cloud, take a turn, and they will just swim past you. They will lose all tracking of you in the clouds. It's a really incredible thing. I remember at the start of this game, I was like, don't worry about the weather effects. They all seem visual only. And no sooner had I said that, do I get absolutely annihilated by a bolt of lightning, and it causes chaos.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, the Cardinals just got it. Me and Cardinal doing this thing now where you would, I think at one point you probably would argue a collusion, but I think
I'm telling you right now, I'm watching this game. I'm calling collusion because we are about 2 minutes into this game, and you have not targeted Cardinal once. Cardinal has not targeted you once, and yous are.
No, I'm fully now targeting you, but
you have been since the start of the game. Let's be honest here, okay? I'm playing free for all. You and Cardinal are playing team deathmatch.
Oh, I've just seen you got the lightning strike and your HUD's all glitchy.
Yeah,
no, that's not even just glitchy. That's completely unusable. And as is the same with Cardinal, he's effectively just gone into a tailspin in the environment.
Everything goes. I can keep a plane flying. That's fine. But my mini-map, which we can't see because of the edit, is gone.
And I've took full advantage of that, and I've just took the pair of yous out and crashed out of bounds myself. So
yeah.
It's a lovely moment of aircraft under repair, sortie back in, which the game does a great job of launching you into 3 separate corners of the map, and it is a case of who's going to meet in the middle. And me and Cardinal do the same thing that we did every time and just joust with each other. Me and you, actually, it was with yourself there. So me and you have effectively fired missiles at each other and gone straight in and took damage off each other straight off the bat. Then,
and I just want to put on the record that for the first time in this match, you are not targeting me.
I'm back on the Cardinal now, yes.
And I'm going to say this is 70% of the way through this match where I have spent the entire time dodging missiles from you, dodging missiles from Cardinal, dodging machine gun fire, trying to lose you to get a good angle on you. I have been shot down again. I actually think I hit the out of bounds there. I don't know if anyone actually shot me down.
Yeah, it said you were gunned down by me, but is that I got the is that like how Call of Duty works? It like I've got the last hit and then something's just happened. Like, yeah, it just happens in the moment. You don't really have time to react because you're too busy just going on to the next target then. But I've gotten load of notifications on my HUD that said that I've hit or I've destroyed or something, but I'm not noticing any damage to you guys, the players. So I'm thinking, do you get points for hitting countermeasures, or do you get points for hitting missile, like, shooting missiles out of the air or anything like that? Or
no,
okay.
No, it's only for attacking
attacking the planes then. Okay.
Yeah, so this one's been a disaster again for me. I'm just flying around. I've spent 70% of this match just trying to stay alive, dodging missiles really effectively. I thought I flew really well, to be fair. There was a lot of this game where I was spinning. I was doing high G turns to try to get an angle. I was doing full lip-to-lips, full barrel rolls, Atraria rolls, the whole thing.
Oh, it's a showcase. It's a marvel. I think watching this back and seeing how everyone kind of like ducks and weave, because it feels fast-paced when you're doing it. And then now I'm watching it back, I'm like, oh, Cardinal just literally just banked right. And he avoided a missile. Like
it seems very pedestrian when you're watching it. When you're playing it, it feels amazing. But yeah, I think the game's just about the end here. It's over. So let's see how we did there. Again, not a vintage performance by anybody except you. You did really well there. I think you shot me down twice. Once when I had no electronics.
Now, to be fair, that was very much that just kind of happened and went, seemingly I've took advantage of it, but it was very much your reaction in chat to go, I have no electrics, I have no like targeting, no HUD, no lock-on, no nothing. Everything just went. I thought it just would have went black.
No,
I didn't realize it would glitch and completely impair your ability to.
Yeah, I thought it would have went back to normal, but it just seems to be indefinite, because that's why I was just trying to keep airborne. I was like, I can see the ground. As long as I stay parallel to that, I'm fine. I'm not going to cut out. And I was like, I'll wait this out. Because I couldn't see the minimap, I couldn't see the end of the play area. It slammed straight into it with a missile from you to help me on my way. It was crazy. But yeah, at the end of game 2 there, Tomahawk, you got 16,000 points, which is crazy. I got 2,700 and something, and Cardinal got nothing. So you came first, I came second, Cardinal came third. So that means at the end of game 2, you're getting 3 points, I'm getting 2 points, Cardinal is getting 1 point.
You're growing in the game. You're 2,764 points better off than what you were in the last round. Anyway.
To be fair, I can go home to my wife and say, you know what? I got points.
That's it. Well, like, it's, as you say, it feels very pedestrian when you're sort of watching it back and kind of just going, oh, well, you don't really do an awful lot to, like, there's no cinematic sort of dodging and barrel rolling and that kind of stuff. And I think it's very grounded. It's very grounded as a game. It's nearly like described as like a flight sim game more than like a.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a sim.
You wouldn't? No.
Like, no. I mean, it's a simulator in the same way Forza Horizon is a racing simulator, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it has notions of reality in it, but it's very. You're not going to just fall from the sky like you would imagine. Do you know what I mean? I slowed my jet down to
Oh, you
200
can
miles an hour
stall
at points.
completely.
It's like,
Yeah.
but you can catch your stalls. That's fine, you know. But yeah, you're not just going to plummet from the sky in this. I
There
don't
is
know.
loads of like post-match awards and stuff like that. You get like tiered and stuff on taking the most damage, least damage. You can spend the most time in a stall.
Yeah,
But yeah, as you say, you're never going to plummet out of the sky. I think you'll always keep some sort of idle revs or something, or however planes are tracked.
yeah. I don't think you can just fall from the sky in this, but you can in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's an arcade sim, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
get me
this
wrong.
is
The controls in Expert feel awesome.
Oh, really?
It feels like you have full control of that jet, including like throttle control, brake control. You're turning, you're banking, you're just everything. It feels great to fly, but I just don't think you can fall from the sky like you can.
I do have a laugh about this because I did get an awful lot of hand positioning muddled on the controller as well. Because especially if you have to, whatever way you want to bank, because you'll need to decelerate. So that's L2 to decelerate. But then if you need to bank right, you basically then need to do a hard R1 and then a hard right on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself nearly just getting that muddled up and was like turning, but trying to bank with L1. So I was like hitting both shoulder buttons on the left side, banking right, and then just felt counterintuitive. And then I was changing camera angles and stuff as well.
Yeah,
just in panic mode at some points as well.
Expert controls don't work like that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you need tilt and bank to turn. There's none of that L1, R1 business.
Oh, okay.
So there's not just your throttle control, brake control.
This felt very handheld then, hand holding in my situation.
Yeah, as long as you got your angle of your bank and you're gaining altitude or losing altitude, it turns on a dime. And then I don't know if you can do it in your control scheme. If you hold L2, R2 together, it puts you in a stall, but then you can turn your plane almost instantly.
No, I wasn't able to do that then at all because it's full accelerate or full brake. And I think if you do that, it's like in any kind of racer, if you try and do both at the same time, they'll just cancel each other out and you'll not do anything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You'll just stay the course. So 9 times out of 10, I thought to myself, maybe I'll just experiment with some of the button combos because there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
No, L2, R2 just effectively went,
nah, mate.
Back to normal. We're just gonna straight line, please.
Yeah, on the expert controls, you know that bit in Top Gun where is it the new Top Gun where Tom Cruise is like, I'm gonna split the throttles. Felt like that. Felt like that. But yeah,
brilliant. Right.
That is game 1. Game 2 gone. Our total scores of both games, just for those who are interested, is Cardinal has picked up 4 points. Tomahawk has picked up 5 points. I have picked up 3 points. So it is all to play. 5. Yeah, 4, 5, 3. So let us return to the runway before we return to the skies in match number 3.
Right. So game number 3, the decider. So there's still a lot of points to be played for here. This could kind of shift who wins the challenge overall.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I'm just constantly looking at your screen and thinking it just feels so imbalanced. Looking at me and Cardinal's full like third person cam effectively, but me and Cardinal have gone exactly straight away. I'm firing a barrage of missiles. He's getting machine gun fire. I've hit him with a machine gun, but he has blasted me out of the sky with a missile strike, and he is pretty much taken an early lead here, and he's gone in for the kill against yourself then, Luvva. Yeah. But you've done some good dodging here.
Yeah, my flying was on point. It was just my targeting. I couldn't land a missile strike to save my life.
Now, were you both using... I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on all the windows at once, really, as we're watching this back. Were you using the secondary weapons at any point, the multi-targeting?
Yes.
It looks... I don't feel as if Cardinal is... I feel as if he does have that one-track mind, but when there's an opportunity to target both of them, Well, both of you, I was always going for it. Whether or
Yeah.
not you both were hit or not is another question.
Yeah, square to change the special weapon, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was using that quite a bit, but a lot of the time it wasn't targeting for both of you because one of you were always in the clouds or one of you were being broken by the terrain and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just flicking constantly between your primary sort of missiles and your, I can't remember what they're called, AAMs, I think they're called.
AAMs, that's what, yeah. And then we haven't really talked about it because there hasn't been much of a chance to use them. I definitely use them more than I care to admit, was the countermeasures. You never needed them really.
No.
If you have a decent turn or a decent like bit of forewarning on it, you can bank and get rid of them pretty easily, especially if we're the way we played that you're kind of shooting as soon as you lock on, not when you have a decent shot. And they're two very different things.
They are. I staggered my missiles whenever I locked on. I would fire, if I thought it was going to hit, I would fire both of them pretty much.
Yeah.
But if I was like, I don't think this is going to hit, I would fire one and try to keep the tracking on and then fire another one afterwards. Like, it could have been a few seconds, it could have been 20 seconds, but yeah, I struggled all night long. Like the night before, me and Cardinal were playing this game and we were taking each other out flat out.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. It felt like it couldn't miss. And I was like, "Whoa, this could be fun. This could be a fun watch."
When you were playing it, were you playing in like full lobbies then as practice, or just head to head?
Just me and him.
Okay, that's interesting now, because I mean, it gives you like 5 minutes isn't a lot of time, so it'd be quite interesting to have seen how 1v1 effectively works on this, because you probably can spend 90% of that game in the offensive, but not actually hitting.
Yeah,
and it'll just take one maneuver to effectively turn that on its head, like, and then you're then on the defensive. So Cardinal was really, really good at being defensive in this game, and I think he did get a little bit cocky, I will admit, because he was just like, just hit me, just chase after me. He always wanted to like go to chase. I noticed
he did.
Whether or not that was so someone else could come in and maybe snipe a hit here and there, but I've got a little sneaky hit on him there, so I've got a little bit of payback from the start of the match then.
Yeah, and once again, that's all I'm saying. Both.
Well, like, I mean, this is the thing. Like, as the flight path dictates, you've just happened to come into the crosshairs, but then as I'm targeting and hitting, you just seem to throttle away. And next thing you know, you're out of my screen, you're out of my reticle. As soon as that little green circle comes into play, that you can start actually targeting your machine gun. Before that even spawns onto the screen, you're already out of my line of fire. Like, you were hot on it.
Yeah. I just couldn't get the opportunities to attack is because I felt like I was constantly dodging your missiles or Cardinal's missiles. In that second game especially, I was surprised I came second in that second game, because I felt I spent a lot. I think I said when we were playing it, I have constantly targeted by somebody, and the way it works with the targeting is really cool, because once the missiles leave the jet that's chasing you, it comes in your radar as a straight line, and so you know what direction it's coming.
Yeah.
So just turn towards it, lift your nose, and it can't turn that tight, so it's just going to lose all its tracking and leave you.
Because the missile does get like a second, like, to course correct, but I think the way the game plays, it's like they can arch a little bit, but then they time out effectively. So, like, that's it. We've just said there, 5 minutes seems like no time at all, and like just like that, it's game 3 is done and dusted. Then
game 3 is done and dusted. So it is. But yeah, no, it's a fun game. There's a lot to Ace Combat, so there is. And it can be as complicated or as simple as you want. I would recommend, if anyone's going to play this, to play it with the expert controls, because I felt it added a lot. Okay. But there's a learning curve to it as well. A big old learning curve. But yeah, let's talk about how that one ended up, Tomahawk. So it ended up much like the first game. So it did. So you've took the win there. Cardinals come second. I've come third. So it was far from a stellar performance, but that is because of collusion between you and Cardinal. That second game, I think, is an absolute disgrace. People are going to say this, and they're going to be laughing. They're going to be loving it because Luvva lost. Luvva lost the challenge. Look at that, boy. He was all the big I am after last week. All I'm saying is, if it was a true free-for-all, I would have took the win very, very, very easily.
I mean,
it's not a fluke. It is collusion.
There's a lot to be said from third position. But I mean, when points have to be played for, Cardinal, I think me and Cardinal gotta be ruthless. We talked about this last season, about how we spent too much time taking points off each other and not off points where it mattered the most. And I think we still took little bites and little nibbles out of each other, but I think I will deny all collusion charges. Just going to say that. I mean, like, the mental connection is always going to be there. The footage will always tell a damning story, and I'm never going to be painted in the protagonist picture.
I mean, like, all I'm saying is 70% of match 2, and the footage is there. You can review it.
No, I'm not denying it.
You and Cardinal were targeting nobody but me. 70%. That is 3 and a bit minutes of a 5-minute match where I was on 100% defensive because I was avoiding your missiles, your machine guns. I was flying blind at one point. It was an incredible flying.
It was a joy to watch. It was an absolute joy to watch.
I think the biggest disappointment here is, Tomahawk, I would expect it from you, okay? But you've dragged poor innocent Cardinal into the realm of criminality here.
If Cardinal Smith wants to take it on his own hand to target yourself, he's got points to build. He's got a gap to bridge.
I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry.
Condone it? No. Yes. Do I approve of it? Yes.
I mean, I'm not angry.
But I ask that he do it again. 100%.
I'm just very disappointed, and I think you and Cardinal are forgetting that there is a champion's choice still to be brought into play here.
No.
I was going to be very gentle and use two and give you all the sort of grace in the world. Well, that grace is gone. Expect a nightmare challenge where the collision's impossible, because I feel I have suffered from underhanded tactics from yourself and Cardinal, and the next time I see Cardinal on this podcast, he will be grilled. Oh
dear, what have I done? What have I unleashed?
But yes, at the end of 3 matches, here's our final overall point tallies, okay? Me with 2 third places and 1 second place, walking away with 4. All right. Cardinal with a first place, a third place, and a second place is walking away with 6 points.
Solid.
Yeah. And you with 2 wins and a second place, you're walking away with 8 points.
Do I get my wings after this?
No, you don't.
No, okay.
Because you're using baby controls.
Baby controls.
If you had done that on the experts, then we'd have that
conversation. Yeah. Well, we'll take my initiation, whatever they call it.
If I give you wings, people will call it stolen valor, and you end up in prison or something. I don't know what happens there, but
impersonating an officer.
But yes, at the end of our mid-season challenge, the table looks like this. In the Cardinal position is Cardinal with 16 points. 16 points. In second place, on 23 points, is Tomahawk. And in first place, also on 23 points. There, on merit, the meritorious, the illustrious.
Alphabetical order, you mean?
The only honest player left in this podcast. A man who has never resorted to dirty tactics, collusion, bending of the rules. Me. This is not just a victory for me at the mid-season point. This is a victory for everybody.
Are you claiming a moral victory?
Yes, I am. 70% of game
pish posh.
70%, okay?
Look, we can harbour points all day long. What happens is you finish last and you're going to find a way to morally win this.
It's a moral victory for everyone who loves gaming and loves playing the games in the spirit of the game and the way they're meant to be played. None of this, let's team up on the leader of the league so we can look good, Cardinal. No, I look good. I look good every single week. Don't you worry about it.
There'll come a day in High Scores, High Stakes where Luvva will do a thing that will be unforgivable and irredeemable. And that fall from grace will be so, so sweet.
I've said it once.
This high horse can only go so high.
I've said it once. I've said it a million times. The competition here, we need to have rules. Integrity in sport is everything. If you don't have integrity, you don't got nothing.
This is very true.
And I am dripping in integrity. But yes, at the end of that, I'm still top, but you have closed the gap to me completely. I am there on alphabetical order, and some would say I'm the meritorious champion already of seasons.
Oh, we're split 3 for 3 on challenge wins as well, so this is like tight at the top.
Yeah,
Cardinal has bridged the gap. Fair play to Cardinal. He put in a very, I don't want to say conservative performance, but he's come in and done a job here today. So yeah, I mean, he's my MVP.
Yeah, he's bridged the gap. He's 6 points behind first, where he started the week 9 points behind.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he's built up a head of steam. He got a good win there. He probably should have been trying to build on that rather than collude with yourself.
Play a defensive game, I believe, is his actual reasoning.
Yeah. He did play the games the same way every time. Try to get an early hit and then fly in circles defensively the rest of the time. It's an interesting tactic, but yeah, that's it. So the league unchanged in positions. It's all change in points. There's nothing between me and you. In 100 years' time, people will be watching this going, you couldn't even slide a piece of paper between Tomahawk and Luvva in the league. And then people will say, did aliens build High Scores, High Stakes like they do in Ancient Aliens? Who knows?
Yes.
Aliens. Yes. On that intergalactic bombshell, we have to bring it back. Aliens may have built the challenge, but they didn't build the wrap-up section. And that is it, Tomahawk. Another episode all wrapped up. I would say it's controversy free, but we all saw the collusion with our own eyes. If you're still here, listeners, do me a favor. Just write collusion in the comments below.
We're in the post-challenge banter, the wrap-up, the housekeeping. We're back to normal. We don't talk in smack talk in this section. This is amicable.
You see, but I'm trying to do the content creator thing. It's a call to action. Listener, if you think there was collusion, just write collusion in the comment boxes below. That would be wonderful. And that leads me on lovely to the housekeeping. We're going to collude together in order to get the housekeeping out of the way, Tomahawk, okay? You're a fan of it. Let's do it, okay? So if 1 hour ish a week isn't enough to fill your High Scores, High Stakes content quota, then go to highscoreshighstakes.com, and there you'll find every challenge game we have ever played, every episode we've ever made, and there's even little mini reviews. And Cardinal has ranked the Final Fantasy games in order, if memory serves me correctly, hasn't he?
He did.
Yeah, but there's loads of things. If you want to find out where we are all over the internet, you can find it at highscoreshighstakes.com. And that's really it. If you've been listening to us for a while and you haven't given us a star rating, whatever podcast platform you listen to us on, 1 star to 5, whatever you think we're worth, that's what we get. And if you want to leave us a written review, that's even better, because that feeds algorithms and tells wherever you're listening to this that more people should be listening to this. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello there, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the little bell icon. And don't forget to write collusion in the comments below. With all... Oh, no. Share this episode with a friend. Our analytics say most of you are listening to it on your mobile phone. Hit the share button, open WhatsApp, and hit up a friend with a link to High Scores, High Stakes. Let's get more eyes and ears on us. And with all of that being said, Tomahawk, I have nothing left to say except I'll be Mr. Luvva. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Love you all.
Bye.